All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into Valley News Now for your digital update. I'm Devin Fry, joining you on this, we'll call it crisp Monday morning. Great way to start the work week, as you can see on this little thing in the corner here, whichever corner it is, 2 degrees above zero. And that's not even what it feels like. It feels even colder. Let's go over to our weather tab right now, take a look at what the First Alert Storm Team has been tracking today. Of course, you just heard from Russ Thomas a little bit ago for our avid Valley News Now watchers, but here's a good indicator of what they're working on right now. Summer Schnellbach telling us 2 more clippers coming to end 2025. We're going out on a, we'll call it interesting notes. Temperatures up to the 30s tomorrow and then back down, way down the following day. So be sure to tune into Valley News Live. Our First Alert Storm Team is going to have the latest as this continues. Like I said, right now looking like 2 degrees with a crazy fun wind chill. Supposed to not get out of the single digits until 1 a.m. So it's a very fun weather system right now. Again, like I said, our First Alert Storm Team is going to have the latest and greatest from those systems as they develop. Let's go ahead and talk about what we've been working on here in the Valley News Live newsroom. Of course, the first story taking us out to the Twin Cities. Homeland Security investigation agents are in Minneapolis today. They're inspecting more than 30 sites as part of a broad investigation into alleged fraud tied to childcare and other programs out in Minneapolis. DHS officials say the effort covers a range of suspected crimes. A senior official called it, quote, a little bit of everything. FBI leadership has described earlier arrests in Minnesota as just the tip of a very large iceberg. Federal prosecutors have opened probes into multiple Medicaid programs with alleged losses that investigators say could be substantial. Governor Tim Walz has disputed some of the larger loss estimates. We're going to continue to monitor these investigations as they continue. Speaking of Tim Walz, a group of Minnesota House and Senate Republicans now calling for the governor to resign. The lawmakers cited what they describe as years of growing fraud in state programs and a failure to hold people accountable. They named nonfeasance, a failure to perform official duties, as their reason for asking the governor to step down. The group said they are not pursuing a recall, but they do want new leadership to restore accountability. We're going to go to our website right now. We actually have the list of lawmakers who called for Governor Walz's job and a statement from them as well. We'll go ahead and look at this here. This coming from our sister station, actually, KTTC in Rochester. Let's pull this up for everybody to see here. The senators are Bill Leisky, Nathan Weisenberg, State Representatives Marge Fogelman, Drew Roach, and Mike Weiner. They released a joint statement together. You could read this full statement on our website, valleynewslive.com. Once you're done watching this update, of course, then you can go ahead and do that. That's all available for you. Let's go ahead and get back closer to home a little bit here. Some of the crime stories, of course, Monday, always a big crime day. The arrest that happened over the weekend going through, but this one is new today. An elementary school teacher in Jamestown arrested for corruption of a minor. We're going to pull up his mugshot for you right here. Michael Romans, 45 years old, according to a release from the Jamestown Police Department, arrested on that corruption of a minor charge. He was a teacher at Gusner Elementary School. Romans, who also volunteers as a firefighter in Jamestown, is accused of sexually abusing a minor for a period of 1 to 2 years. He was booked into the Stutsman County Corrections Center and placed on administrative leave, both from the school and from the city of Jamestown. The case remains under investigation. We have started looking for court documents of this case to provide more of an update for you. We will, of course, post that as soon as it becomes available, so be sure to stay tuned right here to Valley News Live. Moving even closer to home, over in Moorhead, a man is facing 6 felony counts, including first-degree carjacking, after an incident outside of a grocery store in Moorhead. That's him right there, Sean McMahon. Looking at the court documents, authorities say he approached a man at a Cashwise parking lot. This happened yesterday. Let's make a note here. During a blizzard. There were blizzard conditions while this was all taking place. He approached the man in the Cashwise parking lot, displaying a fixed blade knife, and then drove off in the victim's Jeep. Deputies pursued the vehicle, and the chase ended when the Jeep crashed into a tree. Officers found the knife and about 1.78 grams of suspected methamphetamine on McMahon. Court records show that he was already out on conditions from other cases. Thankfully in this, no injuries were reported. We have one last mugshot for you today as the court system continues to catch up here. This one takes us over to Grand Forks. Police say John Paul Zachariah Fjestad displayed a rifle from a front window during a confrontation with officers. He's been charged with 2 counts of felony terrorizing. The encounter began when officers responded to a report of an intoxicated driver stuck in snow. Witnesses told police that Fjestad threatened to shoot anyone who tried to help. Officers retreated when he showed the rifle and later took him into custody after a short pursuit. Like I said, he faces 2 felony terrorizing charges as well as a misdemeanor charge for that DUI. We have an update on a robbery that took place over the weekend. We'll get that video pulled up for you right now. Of course, our reporter on scene on Saturday from where the arrest took place. This is some new information on the arrest of Timothy Hampton, 60 years old, charged with robbery after allegedly using a replica Glock BB gun to steal $426 from Discount Smoke Shop on University. Surveillance showed him fleeing into a McDonald's and then changing clothes. They later arrested him at a nearby hotel, which is where this video is here. They recovered the replica gun and clothing in a search of his room. He was booked and is now scheduled for arraignment. It was a rough morning drive as we continue to kind of clean up from the storm conditions that we saw over the weekend. This is on I-94 this morning. We'll pull up this video here. You can see multiple vehicles facing the wrong way in the westbound lanes. According to officials, the westbound lanes of I-94 over the Red River Bridge saw multiple crashes. Officials blamed an ice-covered bridge deck and vehicles just traveling too fast for hazardous conditions. North Dakota authorities reported 6 crashes on the North Dakota side, with more incidents on the Minnesota side as well. One rollover produced minor injuries. Another 2-vehicle crash caused property damage, but thankfully no injuries there. North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating. Commuters reported significant backups and long delays. It's a tough word for me sometimes. It's a live stream, folks. Now, let's go ahead and close out with a fun one here. It's time for the annual Battle of the Badges. That kicked off this morning in West Fargo. Community members came out to donate blood in support of Team Fire or Team Police. Whose side are you on? People want to know. Last year, Team Fire were crowned the champions there. If you want to donate, there's still 2 more days. The drive runs until Wednesday, which is when they'll announce this year's winner. Speaking of battles in West Fargo, the West Fargo Winter Classic currently going on right now at the lights in West Fargo. It was one of my favorite annual events to cover when I was sports director. We're broadcasting it this year on our channels. You can go to 365 to watch that. Again, local high school hockey out in the outdoor environment in the lights in West Fargo. Wanted to close out on that note. Super fun. Be sure to stay tuned here to Valley News Live. We have updates coming from all of those stories that I talked to you about at 4, 5, and 6 coming up tonight, as well as, of course, right here on our digital platforms. We're going to keep you updated as they come in, so be sure to stay tuned. But for now, for Valley News Now, I'm Devin Fry.